This lecture is going to be about cells. Cells are the basic unit of all living things. Inside the cell, there is a plasma membrane. His job is to enclose the nucleus and cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasms are organelles. They hold water and food and nutrients. It also separates internal and external metabolic events. Proteins. They're channel proteins. These are important because they provide passageways through the membrane. So water substances can go through the molecules. So after the carrier protein goes under a change of shape, they are transferred across the membrane. And recognition gives each cell type a unique type of identification. Transport proteins use ATPs, and they transport materials across the membrane. Now let's talk about cholesterol. They provide stability to plasma membranes of animal cells only. Their molecules are distributed throughout the phospholipid bilayer. Organelles are just bodies within the cytoplasm. The nucleus is held together by the nuclear envelope. It has two phospholipid bilayers, and they're both the same as the plasma membrane. Ribosomes are just RNA molecules and proteins. Okay, the endoplasmic reticulum is just like a huge outer bilayer of the nuclear envelope, and it looks like a bunch of flattened things. I don't know what they're called. There's the rough ER and the smooth ER. Rough ER creates glycoproteins, and it attaches to polysaccharide groups. Rough ER is in charge of synthesis of lipids and steroid hormones. The Golgi apparatus modifies proteins and lipids in other areas of the cell and packages them into vesicles. Lysosomes are just vesicles from the Golgi apparatus. Peroxisomes just break down hydrogen peroxide, fatty acids, and amino acids. They basically break down like alcohol and stuff in the liver and the kidneys. Mitochondria carry out aerobic respiration. It's just when energy is taken from carbohydrates, fats, and sometimes proteins. Chloroplasts are used for photosynthesis. This takes energy from sunlight into carbohydrates. They also have two membranes. Cell movement is one of really important things in cells. So passive transport is when cells move from regions of higher concentrations to lower concentration. It's not really a degradient, but it requires a bunch of energy. Simple diffusion, or just diffusion, is when substances from an area of a higher concentration are moved to a lower concentration. Osmosis is like the diffusion of water molecules. They move across the membrane, and water cannot move into the body without osmosis. Plasmolysis is kind of the opposite of osmosis because it's when water moves out of the cell, but it's moved out through osmosis. As a result, the cell will collapse.